Good morning, everyone. My name is Jim Codney. I'm National Sales Director here at Western Marketing. First of all, thank you very much for joining us. I know when you're spending time with us on a webinar, you aren't out at appointments, putting food on your table and taking care of your stuff. So I really appreciate it. As some of you may have noticed when you logged in, GoToWebinar sometimes does have a little delay. So we're going to go ahead and pause for about 30 seconds just to give a couple other people time to jump on. I will not waste your time and wait too long, and then we'll get going. We've got our friend Nick Micheletti from Heartland National who's ready to present. So I'm just going to put myself on mute for about 30 seconds, and then we'll get going. All right? Thank you. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. For those of you where it's brutally cold, please stay warm and stay safe, first of all. Like I said, we really do appreciate you spending time with us today. I truly believe that this is going to be of value to anybody that's, either selling multi-year guarantee annuities currently or looking to sell multi-year guarantee annuities. We've got a great carrier partner and a good friend of mine, Nick Micheletti from Heartland National Life Insurance Company. A couple quick tidbits or housekeeping items. If you have questions, this webinar is for you. Nick and I can talk on the phone anytime, but if you have questions, just feel free to ask them. We will get to those questions at the end of the presentation, okay? Other than that, this should be a relatively quicker webinar, maybe than some of the other ones because of the product that we're talking about. The great thing about MYGAs is they are not super confusing. They're a really good, straightforward product with a great company and a great personal friend of mine, Nick Micheletti. So Nick, welcome, and the floor is yours.
Awesome. Appreciate everybody being on today's call. As Jim mentioned, I'm incredibly excited to share this new product that we launched here in the fourth quarter of 2023 with you. For a long time, we've been a trusted senior market carrier on the Medicare side of the house, whether it's with our cancer product, hospital indemnity, or Medicare supplement plan. So we're excited not only to protect the health of our clients, but now we get to protect the wealth of our clients as well. But as Jim mentioned, my name is Nick Micheletti, Chief Marketing Officer for Heartland National Life Insurance Company. Hopefully, we've possibly run across paths over the last 8 years that I've been with Heartland. I know that I've worked very closely with Western Marketing for a long time, and I really appreciate those guys, both Jim, Tyler, Brandon, Sandy, Andrew, the whole team. It's a phenomenal group of people to work with, as you guys know, and today they're bringing you some information about a brand new product that we launched with some very attractive crediting rates. But before I jump into product specifics, I want to talk just a little bit about where the market is. I bought my first rental property last year in July, and interest rates at that time were at about 7%. So not necessarily the most fun to be purchasing properties at 7%, but what that's done is given me the ability to really look at that piece of our market to judge, where are interest rates going? And I think that really relates to our MYGA products and our annuity products. So what I've got here on the slide is the Federal Open Market Committee September meeting projections for the federal funds rate. You can see in 2023 where that federal funds rate lied up at about 5.5%. And then projections for over the next several years here in 2024, 2025, and 2026. The Fed has currently left interest rates unchanged for, I believe, the last 3 meetings, but projections show that interest rates are going to start coming down. And that's going to be a feeding frenzy for those in the real estate market who've been sitting on the sidelines ready to jump into that space when rates go down, as they're projected to do. But the side effect of interest rates going down, meaning is going to take MYGA rates, and also you're going to start seeing some of those crediting rates drop as well. So you're probably already starting to see that here in January, MYGA rates coming down. You're going to see that in 2024, and the Fed, I bet, will start to see some of those rate reductions here in mid-2024. So what this means, it means that, MYGA rates right now are the most attractive rates that they've been since the early 2000s. So if you've got clients looking to set their money aside to work harder for them in their retirement, now is the best time to do it. There's no better time than now. You can see on the projections here, rates are going to go down for the next, 4 to 6 years it's showing. So if you are interested in putting your money to work harder for you, you can actually do that at longer durations as well. So our durations are 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, and 10 years. There's a conversation right now to be had to be locking up some of that money for the 7-year or the 10-year product, because as we're looking at the market, rates are going to start coming down, crediting rates are going to start coming down, and this may be the highest that your client can get a MYGA rate right now in the next, several years into the future. So there's a little bit of urgency there to take a look at rates and lock it in potentially for longer than you may have initially expected, because rates are probably at the highest that they're going to be for quite a period of time. Jumping into the presentation, I want to make sure that we're cognizant of all of your time, as well as making sure we represent you in the states that you do business. So we've got our state availability map on the screen right here. So hopefully you're in one of those gold states across the country. And then I've also got on here our MYGA rates. I know that's where everybody's interest lies. And you can see the 3, 5, 7, and 10-year products that we have there. The 3-year rate is 5.65%. The 5-year rate is 5.8, 7 is 5.8, and the 10 is 5.8 as well. So I know that these rates are very, very attractive right now, as some of the other carriers are dropping their rates. We had a rate setting meeting 2 weeks ago where we decided to hold these rates for now. The future, it does look like rates are going to start to drop, but we should be at the top right now for low band compounded interest rates, 1, 2, or 3 position for these products out there. So very, very competitive as it sits. We also have a little bit of liquidity built into our product with interest-free withdrawals annually. You can actually set those up systematically as well on a monthly basis if you'd like. There's a 30-day waiting period before you can start taking out those interest withdrawals, but you do have some access to a little bit of that money at no cost. And then our plan also pays the full account value for the death benefit. So again, when you're looking at products that are out in the market, you're going to want to make sure that you understand whether it's apples to apples or not, because some of the plans that you see out there with attractive crediting rates may have no liquidity provisions. They may not pay the full account value at death. So it's just really important that we're understanding each product out there, because not everything is apples to apples. We'll talk about even simple interest calculations here in just a bit, which are eye-catchy because you may see a 6 in front of them, but in terms of the overall performance for the life of the annuity, compounded interest may actually be more ideal. So again, just really important, we know what we're working with, and we do have 2 available riders, and we'll talk about those riders a little bit later in our presentation here. But as Jim said, we're going to try to keep this short and concise. I know that as the year has turned over, everybody's getting back into the swing of things, and you guys are really, really busy. So I want to be cognizant of your time. But I also want to tell you a little bit about who we are as a company before we jump into the actual product review. So the H&L story. Heartland National started as Dixie National Life many, many years ago. A gentleman named Chris McDaniel in the 1980s started selling insurance door to door, long-term care insurance, Medicare supplement insurance. He had a vision of one day starting his own agency, and then another vision to eventually own his own insurance company. In the mid-1990s, he had saved up enough money to start a company called Heartland Financial Group. Had an agency for many, many years, continued to save up money, and then acquired Dixie National Life in the early 2000s, changed the name to Heartland National Life Insurance Company, and we've taken off ever since, and really specialized in the Medicare space, which we'll talk about here on some of the next bullet points. But I want to kind of reiterate what Jim said earlier. I've been working with Heartland for the last 8 years, and the one thing that I know rings true is that relationships really are the currency of our business. You know, I've known Jim prior to the Western marketing days, and we've always had that trust and professional understanding of one another. And so, you know, having that relationship, he feels confident to bring me on and present to the Western market audience because we have that trust between each other. And then it goes even further with their agent relationships. Most of the agents that are writing business for Heartland National Life, most of them have my phone number. We've come across each other over the last 8 years in one way, shape, or another. And you know, we really pride ourselves in our service aspects here at Heartland National Life. So you're going to see on the bottom of our slide right there, you've got contact information for our agency services team that's available Monday through Friday. That's my information, my email address, my cell phone number. Brandon Reed, our VP of Sales, that's his email address and cell phone number as well. And we've got Julio as well. So when it comes to people to reach out to, we don't want there to be any confusion. Our contact information is right here. If you discover an opportunity, you need to call in and check on something, we're going to be available for you. So what we really pride ourselves on is not only being there for you right now while we're onboarding you and training you on our products, but we want to be there for you when you need us most. And so that's why it's important you've got our direct contact information. And you know, you may have sat on a webinar previously with me on hospital indemnity or one of the Medicare supplement webinars that we've done in the past. You know, we are a trusted senior market carrier. We have over 40,000 policyholders. We've been writing Medicare supplement insurance for over 15 years. Hospital indemnity, we've had 2 iterations of that product. It is on the drawing board to reinvent that product here in 2024 as well. You know, we've learned a lot from having that plan available over the last 7 years. We're going to take all of that knowledge, redesign that plan, and launch a new one here in 2024. In 2023, we also launched a home health care plan. So I know Andrew Rodman on your team. We've spoken several times about that product. And so if you're interested in that, please reach out to the Western marketing team. Not only do we do annuities, but we also protect the health of your clients as well. One thing that's really important as we get into the asset accumulation business with MYGAs, and then hopefully long-term get into the fixed index annuity space. You know, this is just the start of our goals within asset accumulation products. And with that, we knew we had to get rated by, you know, one of the rating companies out there. So last February, I believe, AM Best came out. We had our meeting, several meetings after that, went through the rigorous audit process, and they gave us our initial rating of B++. So we're excited about that B++ rating. Obviously, our goal is to continue to increase that rating to an A- to an A eventually. That's our goal, but everybody's got to start somewhere. So we were happy with that B++ by AM Best. You know, our risk-based capital is over 1,000% right now. So you know that our assets are positioned correctly to work with our products. And then we've got no debt on the books as an insurance company. So we've got a great foundation, and we're looking to springboard this into our new line of business here with annuities. One thing that was also really important and that we always know is important is making sure that our agents can do business with us in a simple way, in an easy way. So industry-leading platform, Firelight e-application technology, we went out there and signed a contract with them to offer our product on their e-application platform. So you're able to log in through your current agent portal. You'll see under the quick link section a tab that says MYGA e-application. You'll click on that. It'll single sign into the Firelight e-application platform, and you're able to write the apps all electronically there. If you're doing it in your own instance, please reach out to us, and we can actually push our e-application out into your instance if you're using a separate Firelight that's not through our agent portal. And then, you know, big picture, we're always interested in meeting the demand of our market. So we're always looking at new products to develop that are competitive, that our agents are requesting and need. So you're going to see future products that are going to come out from us. I know another product that we're talking about right now to launch in 2024 is a lump sum cancer plan. So not only are you partnering with us now on the products that we currently have available, but you'll be able to access, you know, future products as we continue to develop them, because we've got big goals here at Heartland National. You know, one of the things that makes us a little bit different is that most of the people that work here on the sales and marketing team are insurance agents themselves. You know, I started my career in 2007 when the market was really, really bad, but started with a pre-tax benefit administrator doing healthcare savings accounts, flexible spending accounts, did that for about 5.5 years, then found an opportunity here in Kansas City to move and work for a group health insurance broker. And that's when I got my insurance license. We would go out to market for school districts and private sector employers find the best different products that were out there: dental, vision, cancer, accident, critical illness, term life insurance, you name it. We'd find the best products to offer to those employees. I got my insurance license and then would go out during these open enrollment periods, these annual enrollment periods, and sit down with school teachers and janitors and help them make sure that they're enrolling in the best products that were available to them to protect them. So as agents here in the office, we see things a little bit differently than, you know, your normal administrative folks or people that have not been on that side of the fence. So we feel like we see things through the lens of the agents, which allows us to make our processes and our technology, we can tailor that to what we know our agents are needing out there, because we want to make it easy for you to do business with us. Additionally, you know, we're not the biggest company out there, so we have to separate ourselves by going above and beyond in the things that we can control. So when it comes to a service standpoint or support standpoint, you know, we're going to go above and beyond in those areas to support and service our agents, because that's something that we can control. Also, personal trainings. You know, if you've got an agency and you'd like to go over several of our different products, you know, you could reach out to us. We can set up, you know, a personal training for you or your agency to go over the products that we offer. And it's not a complicated process by any means. Reach out to Jim, reach out to myself. We can coordinate that to make sure that you guys feel confident in the products that we have to go out and offer them to your clientele. Additionally, we've got a top-notch agency services team here in Kansas City. So when you call in with any questions, you're going to speak to a live person on the end of that phone call, and they're going to be able to troubleshoot or answer those questions for you. If they can't answer the questions, maybe it's a very high-level question, well, they're going to put you on hold, walk down the office to myself, Brandon, or Julio, and we're going to be able to help address those questions. And what's been great is, you know, again, knowing the entire industry, whether it's Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, life insurance, or annuities, we can see things a little bit more big picture than somewhat short-sighted and just answering questions on a policy level. We can talk to you about how things fit based off of current coverage and things that they're trying to achieve. So again, really important of our experience here in the office that we've got. But again, we're always looking to leverage technology and data to improve all facets of our business. You know, one of the things that we have here under our roof in Kansas City, our developers are here. So why that's important to us is because, again, we're on the front lines working with agents on a daily basis. So when they put suggestions back to us and it seems to make all the sense in the world, we can go straight to our development team and execute projects a lot quicker than some of the larger companies that are out there. So we're always looking at, you know, using our data and technology to help our agents write more business with us and help our agents manage their business. Another thing I want to mention is our contracting process. We've got one of the slickest contracting processes in the industry. It's all done through an electronic link that gets sent to your email. You'll open that, complete your contract, and within 24 to 48 hours, we're approving those contracts. So if you've got experience with other companies that may have taken 2 to 3 weeks to turn a contract around, that's not how we operate here. Jim and the Western marketing team can send you a contract today. You complete that this afternoon. Most likely by Monday, you're going to be approved and have the ability to go out there and write our products. Reporting, any reporting needs, you know, we've also got, you know, like I said, we specialize in data and data manipulation, so we can provide any type of reporting that you need to help manage your book of business. And then we've always been known for top commission and bonus opportunities within the products that we offer. So why MYGAs, right? Well, you know, when we look at all of the different retirement opportunities, whether it's real estate, whether it's fixed index annuities, whether people have pensions, you know, pensions are kind of going away, not as popular anymore. Most employers are now matching 401k plans. There's a lot of different avenues when it comes to setting yourself up for retirement. You talk to a financial advisor, they're probably going to have a lot of different strategies. Not one strategy will be the same. And it kind of goes back to my Medicare space. And what I used to say to agents is that there's not a one-size-fits-all approach to Medicare. So we've got to make sure we're doing our job as educators at the end of the day to make sure our clients have all of the options available to them. We're educating them on those options for them to make smart decisions. In MYGA, I think, you know, especially for agents who are just getting into the annuity space, it is a great product to use because it's very easy to understand. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's very similar to a bank CD, but typically you're going to have higher interest rates. So again, when you're talking with your clients or you're an agent that's just getting into the MYGA business, You're going to let the insurance company hold on to your money for a period of time, and we're going to guarantee you a specific rate of return on that money. It's not subject to any market conditions. So again, very easy, very straightforward. And it may not be, and it probably shouldn't be, all of someone's retirement. You may have some of their money put into a MYGA. You may have some of it in a fixed indexed annuity. They may have real estate as well, mutual funds, whatever it may have you. It is definitely a piece of that process with low risk and simple to understand. So we just need to make sure our agents are asking the right questions. Do you have money sitting in a savings account that's not earning enough for you, or a bank CD that maybe is earning 1%? Do you have an old 401k that you don't know what to do with? If we're asking the right questions, we can uncover these opportunities. And then when you uncover the opportunity, all you're going to do is put that money in a vehicle that's going to help earn the most return for your clients. Additionally, with MYGAs, it's tax deferred. You're not paying taxes on it annually, so you're going to be able to take advantage of that compound interest growth. And what we're seeing, or what I've seen out there now, there's several companies with simple interest annuities. So again, we need to make sure we're comparing apples to apples out there, because on this example that I've got on the right-hand side, we are comparing a 5-year compounded H&L annuity at 5.8% versus a 6% simple interest, because you think 6%, that sounds like a better deal. But if you look at over the course of the 5 years here, you're actually going to be earning more over that 5-year period with a compound interest at 5.8% than you would with simple interest at 6%. So again, it's just really important we know what we're looking at. Obviously, we'll take qualified and non-qualified funds. We do have that small liquidity feature built into our base plan, or into our base policy. As I mentioned, you can take out that interest-only withdrawals at no penalty, and you can actually do that through systematic withdrawals with our systematic withdrawal form. Set it up on a monthly basis if you'd like. Also, like I mentioned, we pay a full account value at death to beneficiaries, and there's no market risk with multi-year guaranteed annuities. So again, very simple to understand. Most of the agents that I've worked with over the last several years also work in the Medicare space. And I think that there's a giant opportunity in the Medicare space, because these are going to be the same clients that you're going to be writing annuities on, and even life insurance products. So just understanding that Medicare opportunity, there's over 60 million people on Medicare currently. So if you already have a book of business and you're not doing this, you can remarket to that book of business. By 2030, there'll be over 80 million Medicare beneficiaries, as we have 10,000 people turning 65 a day. So a giant market opportunity. And with retirement and the different avenues that I talked about earlier, we didn't really even talk about healthcare costs. Unfortunately, healthcare costs continue to rise. Your Part B premium, you can see here, $174.70. Medicare Supplement Plan G premiums usually are around $95 a month. Plan N, $75 a month. Medicare Advantage plans are usually $0 to low dollar premiums, but you might add a hospital indemnity plan or a cancer plan to protect you from the gaps in that coverage. If you can find money from your clients that are sitting in a CD or a savings account, and they're not working hard enough for that client, take that, for example here that I'm showing, $25,000 you find in a CD earning less than 1%. Well, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, let's put that $25,000 in a multi-year guaranteed annuity with Heartland for 5 years at 5.8%. You're going to earn $1,450 annually that you could actually take out through that systematic interest withdrawals to actually help pay and offset some of the cost of their out-of-pocket Medicare costs that they've got there. So just a great opportunity that we've got not only now, but well into the future with the Medicare beneficiary and the baby boomer generation aging in to help protect their wealth, in addition to their Medicare. I was reading a book last night that said, 5 years before they retire and 5 years after they retire is the most important time to be looking at someone's retirement and making sure it's secure. You don't want to have your retirement in, stocks at, 63 or 64, and then 2007, 2008 happens and you lose half the value there. So it's really important to make sure that we're using the right products to help protect our clients' monies, and depending on timing is going to be a really important piece of that as well. Again, state availability, annuity rate sheet. Now I want to jump into the product. As Jim mentioned, MYGAs are pretty simple, so there's not a ton of information to go over here. So we're probably just a few minutes away from wrapping up the presentation. But we're going to take issue ages up to 90 with our annuity. Minimum single premium of $5,000 for qualified and non-qualified. And again, we have no age banding. So you as well may see a rate that seems to be higher than ours. You'll go out there and find in the small details that it's going to require a $100,000 deposit to actually get that interest rate. So we have no banding on our interest rates, whether it's $5,000 or $100,000, you're guaranteed that 5.65% for a 3 or 5.8% for a 5, 7, or 10-year plan. And again, guarantee periods 3, 5, 7, or 10, and we are compounded interest. The two features that are built inherent into our plan is the penalty-free withdrawals. So after that 30-day period, your client will have the ability to set up those interest-only withdrawals to pull that money out. There is an important caveat to note that resets every contract year. So if 10 months into the first contract year, you want to pull out all the interest, you can certainly do that. But if you roll into the next year and you're 3 months in, you're only going to be able to pull out the interest that's accumulated for those 3 months there. So just an important piece to note, but you can certainly set that up to systematically make those payments on a monthly basis after that 30-day period. So to put a little bit of liquidity feature and give you back some of that money to help with some of those costs that we talked about earlier. Death benefit pays the full account value. And again, that's something you're going to want to make sure that you're looking at from one contract to the next, or one company to another. Renewal period. At the end of the term, we are going to send a renewal notice to the contract holder. And they're going to have an opportunity to renew the contract for another guarantee period that is the same as the current. And if they choose to do that, we are going to pay that writing agent half of the commission that they earned when they originally wrote the contract the contract at the initial onset of that contract year. So we do pay a renewal even if the agent doesn't touch it and the client renews for another guarantee period. They also have the ability to renew for a 1-year interest rate guarantee period at the rates that are currently in effect. They can surrender the contract without penalty, take a partial withdrawal, or apply the accumulation value to a payment option. If they do nothing, we are going to automatically renew for another multi-year interest guarantee period that was the same as the initial duration that they chose. Surrender charges to be aware of, and market value adjustments for any time that they're surrendering prior to maturity. The riders that we offer, 5% free withdrawal rider. This is a 10 basis point reduction. It probably makes the most sense if your client needs RMDs. So if they do, you're going to add this rider to it, and it takes a 10 basis point reduction. So it would go from 5.65 to 5.55 or 5.8 to 5.7. Next rider is our enhanced benefit rider. This is a 15 basis point reduction for this rider, but essentially to allow your client after a 1-year ineligibility period to take out 100% of their account value if they're diagnosed with a terminal illness. And that's defined as a medical condition that results in an expected lifespan of 12 months or less, or they're confined to a qualified nursing care facility confinement, including a hospital or hospice, intermediate, or skilled nursing facility. So that is the meat and potatoes of the product. As far as training and requirements go, again, with our contracting process, we've built all of these requirements into the contracting process. We actually have our product training video on there as well. So once you complete the contract, we've got everything we need to go ahead and do your credit check, run your background check, make sure you've got all the certifications needed to get your contract approved as quickly as possible. So it's nice, it's consolidated, all taken care of on the front end. That way you're ready to rock and roll when it comes to writing business. So what do we require? Errors and omissions insurance, AML training, 4-hour CE suitability training, which is important to note right now. Obviously, we've got in 2010, we had that adoption of the suitability and annuity transactions, and everybody, for the most part, had done that training, but now we've got the best interest standard. So in some states, you'll have to go out and take that 1-hour best interest standard course in order to be able to write annuities, or you can go out and take the 4-hour training that now has the best interest standard included in it. Lastly, before we wrap up the presentation, go out to hnlicagent.com. You're able to go ahead, even before you get contracted on the annuity side, if you've got a health line of authority with us or contract with us, you can go out there and start plugging some examples or some illustrations into our MYGA quoting tool. So you'll be able to go out, put in a dollar amount, choose what duration you'd like, and you can see on our screen here, on this example, we've got a 55-year-old, 80,000 in premium, non-qualified for 5 years at 5.8%. Their beginning account value starts at that 80,000, and after 5 years, they're walking away with $106,051.84. So it gives you the ability to go out, run several different illustrations if you want to run a 3-year or 5-year, or maybe you're thinking along the lines as I was earlier, then maybe you want to show a 7 and a 10-year plan as well, because you don't think crediting rates will be this high again for a really long time. So again, go ahead, go out there, run those illustrations, and make sure that you have those available for your clients to review. That way they can make that educated decision like we talked about. You can also go out there, order supplies from our supplies tab. So if you want to make sure you have brochures on hand, go out there, order those brochures, and we send them to you at no cost. So just recapping, we've been around in the insurance space for quite a while. We're a trusted senior market carrier, specialized previously in the Medicare side of the house, and we're excited to be launching into the asset accumulation space with our MYGA annuity. And again, our future vision is to come out with a fixed indexed annuity somewhere down the road after we've shown that we can, after we've shown our experience in the MYGA line of business. Agency services is here in Kansas City that you have access to on a daily basis. We understand making sure that our agents have the proper tools to do business. So we were able to contract with Firelight as our e-application vendor. B++ by AM Best. Agent tools and resources developed here in Kansas City so we can control that and obviously push things into production a lot more quickly than some of the other companies out there. We're always looking at developing new and innovative product. As I mentioned earlier, not only are you with us today for the products we have, but we're always going to be looking at developing new innovative products in the future. The Medicare opportunity that's available, we've got Medicare products that you can add to the conversation and along with annuities. Some of the top crediting rates that are out there right now, and we've got that liquidity feature built into the product. So hopefully I was able to give you a little bit of insight into where the market is right now, from my perspective and point of view, tell you a little bit more about who we are as an insurance company and our vision and our goals for growth in the future. And then take a look at diving into the product benefits, making sure you understand all the things that come with our MYGA. They are simple products, but there are, certain things that you want to watch out for, compound versus simple, different things that I've mentioned throughout the presentation. But again, reach out to the Western marketing team if you're interested in working with us and taking advantage of some of these top crediting rates that are out there. Jim and his team can send you that contracting link. And again, we're going to turn it around very, very quickly, and we can have you writing business as early next week. So again, I really appreciate everyone's time on today's call. I was hoping it would be a little bit quicker than some of the ones that we've done in the past, because I know everybody's eager to get out and start their 2024 out on the right foot and see their clients. But really appreciate your time, and thanks, Jim, for inviting me on the call. I know we talked a little bit about, setting another call up in the future, which we'll plan on doing to stay in front of our agents and stay in front of the Western marketing agents and keep you guys, up to speed on, current crediting rates and what we've got here at Heartland that you can take advantage of. So again, we just really appreciate your time today. And with that, Jim, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I really appreciate it. A lot of great information. A couple of things I wanted to add. Nick brought up relationships, and relationships are a great currency in this industry. But I assure everybody on this call that if I didn't think they were also a good company with good products, we would not be marketing them to you. So we do look at a holistic approach. The great part about the relationships is, God forbid, if we ever have an issue, we have friends we can call, like Nick over at Heartland. So really important to note. He brought up best interest standards. That is in a lot of states, that's a brand new requirement. It's NAIC Model Reg 275. So if you have questions about that, you can either check with any annuity carrier that you work with. You can check with me or my team, and we can find out if your state requires that. A few states just adopted that either in January or February of this year. So it's been going on for a while, but there's continual adoption by states of that model regulation. So keep that in mind. If you're somebody out writing, maybe you write 1 or 2 annuities a year and you're looking to do more. If you have questions about that or any other requirements, just let us know. We'll be happy to help you walk through that. I had a question about, from an agent in the webinar that said, hey, I can't find the rates on Annuity Rate Watch. I want to explain. So this is a relatively brand new product for Heartland National. They are currently working with Annuity Rate Watch to get to be illustrated in that system. In the meantime, though, if you have questions about rates, if you can't find Heartland National rates, feel free to call Western Marketing, ask for me or anybody on the life and annuity team, and we'll be able to make sure you have the updated rates with our friends at Heartland National. Again, this is very common with carriers in whatever platform, whether it's Medicare and CSG or Annuity Rate Watch and annuities. When you're new in the space, there is a little bit of a delay in getting your product illustrated often. So if you need to know the rates, let us know. Howie, I know you asked about AM Best rating, as Nick showed B double plus. Folks, I know A sounds super sexy, and it is, but a B double plus rated company, that's a really good rating with AM Best. I've got some of my personal IRA money in B double plus carriers. I will tell you, there is very little to be concerned about. I would look at not only AM Best rating, but assets to liabilities as well as outlook with AM Best. Those are 3 things that I look at when I'm trying to figure out where I'm putting my money, because and I will tell you, Heartland is good in all 3 of those spaces. So don't stress about that. Again, if we had a negative outlook, or really subpar AM Best ratings, we would not be presenting them to you. Had another question, Nick, if you don't mind. Do you have any pre-approved ads that our agents that are looking to market your products have access to, can get off your website or anything like that?
Yeah, so we've obviously got the brochure out on the website. We've got some agent recruiting pieces in a Google Drive link that I'd be happy to share with you as well. Jim, the consumer-facing pieces, we're still in development on several of those projects right now. So as we continue to develop those and get those approved by the states, we'll be sharing that and putting that out on our agent portal. So we'll be continuously evolving when it comes to marketing pieces, whether it's agent recruitment or consumer recruitment, and we'll be putting that out on our agent portal here in 2024 as we continue to evolve with this product.
Awesome, thanks. And there was another question about how long the rates are good for, and that's always in annuities. For those of you who haven't done annuities, that's always a slippery slope to give a defined answer, because in the annuity market, the market can change overnight. So it's not like a Medicare supplement policy where your rates are typically good for at least a year, and then your carrier is going to look at loss ratios, et cetera, and then file for. With annuity companies, they're looking at a lot of things, including the treasury market, bonds, all kinds of things. So what typically happens is, if a carrier is going to change rate, they send out a notice, and most carriers give, 10 to 14 days notice. Some give a little more. Some, if it's an emergency, let's say the market drops dramatically, sometimes they have to give less notice than that. So I'd love to be able to guarantee you all that Nick and his team will give you 30 days notice before any change, and it's only going to happen once a year. My guess is, Nick, we can't guarantee that, but we will guarantee to give as much notice when rate changes as we can for our agents. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, you and I are kind of on the same lines and mindset. So when we have our rate setting meetings with our actuaries, I'm always pushing to hold these rates as long as we possibly can. But yes, if we make a rate change, we are going to send out a notice to all of our agents with adequate time, whether it's probably going to be 10 business days. Rates are changing on this date. We need to make sure that you've got all of your applications in by this date to qualify for those rates, or they're going to be move to the new rate that we've got out there. So we'll do our job and make sure all the agents are informed well in advance and let them know when they've got to have their applications in the door.
Yeah, that's perfect. So if any of you are marketing Heartland National and have a question about rates, feel free to call us. And again, you can ask for myself, Jim Codney. I'm the National Sales Director here, or anybody on our life and annuity team. We have Amanda, Tyler, and Deb. They all work hard. They all do great work, and we'd be happy to help you out. Again, I appreciate everybody on the call. I know you aren't out working appointments while you're on here. So with that, I'm going to wrap up by just making sure everybody knows how much you're appreciated. If you do need us, our number is 800-852-7152. Again, 800-852-7152. Nick, thank you very much to you and your team for not only participating in this, but again, being a core carrier of ours and good friends. So with that, everybody, make it a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.